Dark City, which is directed by the same guy who made I, Robot and the classic The Crow, is one of my all-time favorite movies. And it involves this guy suffering from amnesia, doesn't remember, and trying to figure out this mystery as long as also being on the run from these group of people called known only as the Strangers, which is revealed to be a dying alien race trying to understand the meaning of human individuality in order to survive. And I really do like this movie so much. It's here's my best analogy. If they had advertised this movie after it came out on DVD, after The Matrix came out, The Matrix before The Matrix. That's what I would advertise the movie as, because Dark City is, in a way, very similar to The Matrix. In fact, it came out a year before The Matrix, and The Matrix kind of borrowed a whole bunch of ideas from Dark City, like saying our reality is not what it seems to be, and they kind of copied off of that. So, like, okay, here's my best way to analyze this. Is like, take all the good parts of The Matrix Revolution, and The Matrix Reloaded, take all of that, take all the good elements of those movies, and put them in Dark City. You get Dark City. Like, this movie reminds me so much of The Matrix. Like, you take out all the bad parts of The Matrix, get rid of all of that, and you get Dark City. That was the mentality I had for this movie, and I really did like it. It's such a great film. I just recently saw it. It still holds up on Blu-ray, especially the director's cut. And I really loved how they always established this eerie atmosphere, and how it all looks all 1940s, 50s buildings. Like, it always reminded me of the old days of the 1940s, which I'm pretty sure was the plan, I think. But the strangers are controlling these group of people they abducted from Earth, most likely. It's never really explained, but they suggested it happened, where they got the human soul stuff. But they want to go ahead and experiment on these human captives by going ahead and making this basically their own version of Earth, and trying to figure out what makes the human mind tick. Like, we need to find a way how to get the human soul. They want to find the human soul. They want to find it so they can keep their race from dying. And also, like, they have this ability called tuning, which I thought was, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. Like, this is a rated R film, so we're gonna see some death and destruction near the end, I bet. And it was basically like Neo versus Smith in Matrix Revolution, like the final Matrix. It was like that and destructive, but really good. Not Dragon Ball Z style. It was Battle of the Minds, pretty much. But the Strangers were a very interesting group of villains. They're more like tragic villains, since all they want to do is learn how to survive since their species is dying. And I really understood, like, okay, you don't want your species to die, but really, this is kind of a little cruel, treating these people as prisoners. Like, you want to learn the individuality of the human soul, and the themes of the movie are point of this. It's it's just such a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever watched, and like I said, it's the Matrix before the Matrix. Like, this came out in '98. Matrix came out in '99. So really, Matrix is based off of Dark City, except Dark City had a city controlled by aliens, whereas in the Matrix, robots make this virtual world, and also creating their own little society and giving people what they want in life, in a way, and basically controlling everything and everyone. And they really fleshed out the strangers, in my opinion, such as the tuning ability, their distraught towards water and chlorine as a whole, and their sensitivity to light instead of just being generic evil aliens, and really gave them a sympathetic reason why they want to learn the human soul. Like, they're dying out, and I really thought that was a good thing to do. Like, okay, they're not totally evil. If their species wasn't dying, then none of this would be happening. Like, it's still cruel, but at least it's understandable why they're desperate. And really, John Murdoch is pretty much Neo from the Matrix. He's the one. He's learning these abilities. He's trying to to escape the cops and also try to escape the strangers. And when they change the world around every time when it hits midnight, I keep questioning. When they move buildings around, I'm trying to wonder how come they have not crushed anybody. Like we see one stranger get crushed by it, but I'm talking about like overall throughout the entire time of this experiment. Like we don't know how long this experiment was been going on. It must have been for a long time, but I always wondered, so they never had an accident up until now. Like they never like buildings didn't crash into cars when people were asleep. They didn't crush anybody when everything was running smoothly. Like they never had that. That's kind of hard to believe. Like accidents happen, and that certainly should be happening. And there's this one line of dialogue I kept repeating over and over after I saw the movie saying, there was an experiment, something went wrong, your memory was erased, do you understand me? And I always keep repeating that one line of dialogue. I have no idea why. It just makes me say that a lot. I really don't know. And how there's so much symbolism in this movie for but the main theme is the individuality of the human mind and the human soul, what makes us unique, and the strangers want to achieve that, and because their race is dying, and they want to achieve this way to survive. So I thought this movie is so great. Like we have an identifiable hero, understanding of the abilities, a three-act structure, nothing confusing, no, and I'm going to be honest, no philosophical talk. Instead we get actual dialogue, not philosophical talk. And we would get one at the end, which I thought made more sense than basically everything that was said in the Matrix, so they did not speak in philosophical tones. Instead acted like people. Like that was like that's what I really loved about Dark City, and how I'm questioning this part. Like they might have said that he may have murdered somebody in this scene showing the flashbacks, but I'm not 100% certain. Like it could have been anybody that was killed by that was killed. Maybe the stranger set this whole thing up. Maybe he's not really a human being. Maybe that's just a dead corpse they just got after it died and just put it there for, well, we need to find out the mind of a murderer. Since it was said that they were also interested in minds of killers. So that's certainly a theory that could be made. But anyways, like I said, this movie is one of my favorites of all time. I really look, and I will keep watching it till the day I die, most likely. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.